With respect to plaintiff John C. Depp II's claims against defendant Amber Laura Heard, the issues in this case are summarized below. Number one, whether Ms. Heard made or published any of the following statements. A, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath that has to change. B, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. C, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. Number two, do any of Ms. Heard's statements imply or insinuate anything about Mr. Depp? Number three, were Ms. Heard's statements seen by anyone other than Mr. Depp? Number four, did Ms. Heard's statements convey a defamatory implication to someone who saw them other than Mr. Depp? Number five, are the implications or insinuations about Mr. Depp in Ms. Heard's statements false? Number six, did Ms. Heard make the statements with actual malice? Number seven, if Mr. Depp is entitled to recover, what is the amount of Mr. Depp's damages? On these issues, Mr. Depp has the burden of proof. Your decisions on these issues must be governed by the instructions that follow. With respect to Ms. Heard's claims against Mr. Depp, the issues in this case are summarized below. Number one, did Adam Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, make the following statements? A, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. B, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. And C, we have reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp. Number two, are any of the statements about Ms. Heard? Number three, were any of the statements seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Number four, are any of the statements false? Number five, were any of the statements made with actual malice? Number six, if Ms. Heard is entitled to recover, what is the amount of Ms. Heard's damages? On these issues, Ms. Heard has the burden of proof. Your decisions on these issues must be governed by the instructions that follow. You shall only return your verdict for Mr. Depp on his claim of defamation about the following statement if he has proved by the greater weight of the evidence that, number one, Ms. Heard made or published the following statement. Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath that has to change. And number two, the statement was about Mr. Depp. And number three, the statement is false. And number four, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. And number five, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. And number six, due to the circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement,